I'm a data engineer. I do that as my 9 to 5. But on the side, as a side also, I also sing. Comedian, actor, singer, songwriter, entertainer, aka entertainment on 2 feet.
I'm a public relations and media expert, a sportpreneur,
the medical director and the managing director of Quincy Wellness and Naturopathic Center.
I'm an OAP, I'm an actor, I'm a producer. You all know me as a Nollywood actor, producer, a chef.
I'm the CEO of Good Hair Limited, a hair and beauty company. I'm also one of the partners of Ross and Copper Lifestyle Limited, which is a restaurant and lounge business.
I'm a pediatric nutrition consultant, a child nutritionist, a breastfeeding and lactation expert. Everybody basically knows me as an activist. I'm a public speaker.
I am a broadcaster, an actor, and a world champion pop eater in my head.
I am a high capacity driver. That's the BRT bus for Lagos State. I'm a body positive advocate, actor, influencer.
Gone are those days that you let anybody define you by your gender. Most of the time when I'm working, whether I'm a producer or I'm wearing my actor hat or I'm wearing my OAB hat or whatever I choose to do, a lot of people treat me as a professional first before gender.
People see women in sport like a lesser version of the men. And I think you have to work twice as hard to get that recognition.
The expectation that as a woman, you shouldn't be doing this. People feel like hospitality in terms of like hotels or restaurants, lounges, bars should predominantly be owned by men because they think that men are better suited for these roles and these positions. And I've had people sort of ask, are you serious? You own Ross and Copper, you're one of the owners. And I find it quite ridiculous and quite hideous. I think that what a man can do, a woman can do even better. So why on earth should a man be able to be in this sort of business or industry and it's not good enough for a woman?
There have been times when I would go to an audition and the person auditioning me would be a man and he would ask, do you have a boyfriend? And if the answer was yes, I don't know, I didn't get the job because my answer was yes.
I've never seen a situation where a woman in my establishment has hit on any of my male partners. But as a woman, the men just feel like it's their right to talk to you or have a conversation, a prolonged conversation with you or want to sit you down and buy you a drink, regardless of the fact that you're working. And I think that it's a problem that women generally face when they, own or work in establishments that attract, a lot of male customers. I've also had people express surprise and shock seeing that I own a bar or a restaurant and, they almost can't believe it. How can a woman like you be making this kind of money? Or how can a woman like you be running this kind of business? Are you not married? All that kind of stuff. And I think it's quite ridiculous.
At times we are being harassed by other road users, the men, who feels we are not supposed to be there to compete with them on the road. Construction sites, they believe the man has more energy, physical energy. But I think doing a job properly has nothing to do with physical energy. It has to do with the mindset, with your IQ.
Tech industry is a male-dominated industry. However, in recent times, things are changing and there are a lot of females also coming into that industry. So I would say generally in my current employment, I have it good. I have all the support that I need to get my job done. I would say I've been very blessed to have been welcomed with open arms by everyone in the industry, especially my male counterparts. Like, they've all been very supportive of my career. They put me on their shows at the beginnings. And so I came in really, I felt very well.
It depends on how you give off yourself or what people perceive about you, because most of the time it's perception. So I guess I just give off that professionalism that makes everybody treat me right.
If you are in a male-dominated sector, you actually have to be very bold and confident. Number one, if you do not know your onions, if you don't know what you're doing, then they will find your faults and they'll bring it out. So because it's a male-dominated sector, I have to be actually extremely current, extremely evidence-based, extremely confident, extremely knowledgeable in what I'm doing. So when it's time for us to banter, they know that, okay, this person knows what she's doing and they give me that respect. What is a bit difficult a lot of times because they don't even give you the time to or the opportunity to have that voice. So you have to just push your way through.
On around Leventis, going to CMS, these commercial bus drivers that are not in terms with female on government vehicles. So the driver drove past me on my own lane, which is the BRT corridor, because there was congestion on the main road. So he came over me. I stopped for him, but he brushed my bus and also came down to fight me on my steering.
Women, we are the power. We are the source of it all. Women are natural multipliers. That means anything you want in life, just invest in a woman, is going to be multiplied for you.
Power of a woman is very strong. And I tell people this, I feel that masculinity has its strengths and its weaknesses, and femininity also has its strengths and its weaknesses. And the strengths of femininity, they actually complement the weaknesses of masculinity. And I don't think that we should look at them as, I don't think we have to compete against each other. I think that we can come together and we can complement each other beautifully and uplift society together perfectly. But most times in today's day and age, it's, battle of the sexes.
If you're a woman out there, as we celebrate today, I want you to understand that you have a right to be able to take decisions without being limited. You have a right to be able to take decisions without being considerate of the negative values that another person will perceive. You have the right to be able to make decisions and take decisions that stands you out and sees you as a voice, a strength, a passion, a spirit, a soul to be reckoned with. Beauty of a woman does not lie in what you wear. Beauty of a woman lies in what you're able to display that would be able to protect other people, children, men around you.
When you educate a woman, you educate an entire nation. And so when you teach a woman something, she's not only going to learn that thing for herself, but she'll pass down that knowledge to her children, her children's friends, her colleagues, anybody that she comes in contact with. Because it's the natural nature of a woman to want to share, to want to nurture, to want other people to learn and be knowledgeable. So women in society are priceless and they should be treated as such.
Women are powerful. Like, there is nothing a woman cannot do. I think you only need to give them the opportunity and empower them. For me, I'm all about women empowerment. I give people opportunities. My workforce is like 80% women and just 20% men. So women bring stability, like I said. They can turn nothing to something.
Women are leaders. Women occupy positions that, men do, but don't do half as well. All over the world, whether it's in the UN, presidency, governmental positions, ministerial positions, women occupy these seats and they do an amazing job of it.
We actually underestimate the power of a woman in the society. Women and men, I think, were 50-50, 51-50, thereabouts. Half men, half women in this world. And because women are not given the power or the opportunity to actually show themselves, is the reason why countries like Nigeria are having problems. 80% of a woman's income is actually spent back into the family. It's spent back into re-educating their children, spent back into doing businesses, spent back into everything to just grow the family. And if you grow your family, it becomes a generational knowledge. You train your child, your child trains his child or her child, and it goes on and on. So the cycle of generational poverty becomes generational wealth. So when women are actually empowered, if you look at other countries where women are ministers, presidents, they are thriving, they are doing really, really well. The power of women cannot be estimated. We can multitask, which men cannot do. We have the ability to carry many things on our head. We can wear many hats and wear it equally well. I'm a mother, I'm a medical practitioner, I'm a business owner, I'm a wife, I'm somebody's child, and I'm able to wear those different hats equally. So that power is something that everybody else should look at and tap into it for us, for ourselves. Use us to help our country to grow.
Women are the foundation of everything.
Let me speak into my language. As we know how women are very integral parts of the family unit. First of all, that ultimate role of birthing life and bringing life
I think women are powerful in the light that they are life givers and they are the early nurturers of greatness in terms of the child and persons, people that they bring forth. So it's important that a woman feels well supported.
Women are naturally disciplined. I mean, even on the home front with their families, their children, creating a routine, creating a strategy for the children to follow. They apply that in their places of work and when they're in leadership positions. So when you give a woman a political appointment, she's very meticulous in the way that she carries out her duties, even more so than a man. So I feel like women need to be empowered a lot more. They need to be given more positions in governmental agencies, and they just need to be celebrated a lot more, and their worth needs to be realized.
You have to know that you are powerful. And I think that is actually it. Knowing your power is the power.
You give us a house, we give you a home. You give us a seed, we give you a child. Should I begin to quote the poetry or should I go on? Because I believe that women, we are multitaskers naturally by creation. That's why a lot of women can do a lot of things. Not disservice to any man, they're doing great, but my gender, we have so much ability to do more. And we're doing more, that's why we're being recognized. For me personally, I've never experienced it, and that's the honest truth. I have, I've been, if it's acting, if I say my professional presentation years, I spent more than 25 years there, and I don't think I've had any gender issues. Even if I had issues, I'll say it is women to women, not even man to woman. I've gone for a job, and right there, the person is judging me just because I'm a woman and I'm fat. It's probably good to her. They probably know what they're looking for. But people cancel people just because they are women. It's happening. I didn't get to get this in because I'm just a woman. And it is very, very wrong.
Know of many people who have been, and they have very negative things to say about the industry and how they are treated by not just even men, but by even their female counterparts as well. So I think it now begs the question, like, what's that whole women supporting women situation? Let's be honest, it doesn't happen everywhere. But I think we've come a long way and try our best as we go along. Each day we get better. It's a work in progress, just to make sure that we sort of like have a level playing field for both men and women in entertainment. But we're doing really well as an industry, so that's a good thing to say. We just need to do a little better.
So when I just started out in my field, I would say I experienced a bit of that gender segregation, in the sense that when I got my first job as an entry-level person in a bank, in one of the foremost banks in Nigeria, I typically was perceived like I was unable to actually perform just by seeing me without even fully giving me a chance first. The first impression and the first reaction was, will she be able to function in this role? Just because I'm female, and I had to prove myself twice as much as my male colleagues at that early stage. We had to do some exams, we had to do some assessments, and I had to really bring on my A game. And I think until all of that happened, typically when I showed up just being a female and wanting to do the roles, work in a certain area, they had that initial hesitation. That are you sure you'll be able to do this? Also, as I progressed, even after proving myself and doing this and doing that, there were still kickbacks here and there. I have done good work, and it still seems like there are some kickbacks in sort of rewarding me according to the work I have done, just because I'm female.
Situations where I've been treated differently has never discouraged me. Rather, it has given me an extra battery life to be able to live with. Because I look at the people who are trying to subdue me, subdue my voice, subdue my energy, subdue my strength, subdue my love and passion. And I look at it that they basically don't understand who they are. They basically don't understand the values that they carry. Because if you as a woman, you know the values that you carry, you know the strength that you carry. When you see another woman talking, you lend your voice, you join. Now it becomes a voice of strength. A voice to be reckoned with, a voice to support, a voice to encourage, and not a voice to be silenced. So unfortunately, if you are a woman out there, you're trying to subdue another woman's voice, I guess because you don't know that one of the fundamental rights that you have as a citizen, being a woman, being a woman as on its own, is the fact that you have a right to open up your voice. You have a right to speak when you need to speak. You have a right to be silent when you need to be silent. You have a right to show how you feel. You have a right to express how you feel. But our culture, the society that we live in, our ideology, being Africans and Nigerians, have encouraged women not to speak, not to talk, not to voice out, not to open up. Our women have been raised to endure. Our women have been raised to persevere. Our women have been raised to be tolerant of the positive things and the negative things, which shouldn't be.
The acting industry, there's a lot of segregation. You know, you have to have a certain body type, which they feel is ideal. You know, what you are supposed to look like. But apart from that, some are sexually harassed as well. But I have never been through that, so I won't be able to tell it. Maybe because of the way I portray myself or my work speaks for me. So you would just hear maybe someone will say, oh, Susan can do this job, or, you know, recommend Susan for this job. But I think the way you carry yourself also, you know, speaks volume. You know, it doesn't make people maybe approach you easily like that. So maybe I think that's why it works for me. But I've heard a couple of times, you know, people, you know, come out to say, oh, they were harassed by a certain director or certain producer and all of that. But yeah, I think it's, like I said, it's also a mindset thing.
Yes, in the sense that when you go into somewhere and they ask you, what do you do? And I say to them, I'm a public relations expert. In what field? And I say sports. People, the look on their face at first is, why sports? Why not sports? You're looking at me because I'm a woman, so I should not be in sports. And you know, the problem is a lot of times people judge we women based on appearance. So they will feel like someone in sports, if you're a woman, you must look a certain way. Maybe you're rugged, you're a tomboy. So they can't expect me that I'm all put together to talk sport. They think like, oh, there's maybe she just has connections or something. But when I now say no, is when I earn it. So when we start dialoguing and they see what I bring to the table, they know that I'm a professional in my field. So then you can't discriminate against me.
I think my hallmark, generally, I would say fairness. I'll give a typical example. If you're driving in Lagos and you are a woman, there's a typical way that the drivers in Lagos will receive you. If you drive a certain way, maybe not necessarily even wrong, you already get the they look at you and they say, oh, it's a woman, So there are a lot of biases around how they expect that women perform below par in some things, which is not necessarily so. I think the baseline of it all for me is there's an unconscious bias about that what women can do. Just because you're a woman, you just expect that. We don't expect you to operate at a certain level of intelligence when it comes to some things. Give a woman the equal opportunity to actually sell themselves. The society generally, as it regards every aspect, I believe is one thing we need to be conscious about. We should get over that unconscious bias of women cannot do this, women cannot do that. Also, the women themselves also need to continue to sort of build up capacity and believe in the capacity that they've built, that, I have gone to study physics or something, then I can work as a physics person or physics, whatever field you want to express that, So also the ability to ensure that as a woman, you are not relegated to the point where, you're already told you can't study physics because you're a woman. You can do anything because you're human first. And then you
do your part to hold space for your co-MCs who are male or female, but it's March, so it's about the women this time. So yes, give us the respect, help us out. I mean, little things you can do, little things. I mean, you see a woman climbing up the stairs in a tight dress, help her up the stairs. Don't stand there and be looking like something's wrong with you. Just help her up the stairs, be a gentleman. That goes a long way. It does. It does.
Women need to be treated with equity, equality, and respect. The same level of respect that you would give her male counterpart, apply that energy to the woman. Don't treat a woman less than. You don't even need to treat a woman more than. Just treat her the same way that you'll treat the man next to her or the man that you consider to be in the same position as that woman. So I think equality is all we want at this point.
Honestly, I have one simple rule. I'll say, do unto others what you want done unto you. It doesn't matter their gender. If you consider humanity, that this person is first human, like you, then you'll be able to treat them better. Because I know, I don't want to keep saying this thing that they say, oh, women are weaker vessels, so that's why you should give us preferential treatment. I don't agree to it most of the time. I believe that everyone should be treated because we're human. As long as you're very in tune with your humanity, then you will treat the next person better. It doesn't matter whether the person is a woman or a man.
What every woman needs is a push and not a drawback. What every woman needs is an encouragement and not a discouragement. If every woman can be supported, if every man understands that women need to be supported, you don't take decisions for women. Women bring the ideas, you rub minds together, and you reach a conclusion. Every woman needs to be motivated. Every woman needs to be fueled. Every woman needs to be geared into motion. When you gear a woman into motion, you are able to extract her abilities. You're able to extract her strength. And don't forget, there's a proverb that says, behind every successful man, there's a woman standing behind. And I celebrate myself. I celebrate every woman out there. And to the girls who are coming into this institution, I want you to understand that take your time to understand and benefit and enjoy and value the days of your youth. Womanhood is a stage you attain automatically. You will join us to celebrate with us, but don't force yourself. Don't hasten yourself into it, because it's an institution that once you find yourself in there, it's going to be hard or impossible for you to step out.
A woman should be treated with care and love and due respect. Woman should be treated with dignity. In the things of life, in every communications, at different levels and status, a woman plays a great role. A woman is there, even from the inception when God created the woman, He created a woman for companionship. A woman was well endowed naturally to step into any situation and bring peace and harmony.
It's Women's Month, and women and men are precious. Everybody's precious. But we're just saying, where I come from, people always see women as though they are not up to men. They do it. So sometimes it reflects in the way they treat these women. What we are saying is that eventually, don't you think, if you actually want to say the truth, the way you treat a woman will make her treat the next one that is coming the way you treated her. If you treat a woman good, it will make her, it will change her from, being hungry. I haven't thought about that. If you actually treat women good, women are beautiful creatures. They reciprocate love. If you treat them with love, they will give you love. So I feel like if you're really tired about you getting, women being violent, women being this, I do not support that, but treat them with love. If you give them love, they will return it back to you. That's just it. We need to start treating women better.
So women should educate their daughters more to be able to stand on their own. Men have been told for a long time that women are just for pleasure or just for the household or, for commodity. But the only way to be a better man is for you not to degrade a woman. If these things can happen, then the society will be better. So women should learn to stand on their own 2 feet. Be independent, because when you are independent, you'll be able to stand on your own and make decisions for yourself. When you're not dependent on some man or somebody, you'll be able to, speak out, even when you're going through the worst, you'll be able to come out to speak out. The reason why most people are not able to stand out and, voice, come out to say what they're going through is because they're probably dependent on somebody who, if they voice out, would, be able to cut off their maybe salary or allowance or anything. So yeah, so that's my advice. Women should be able to stand on their own 2 feet, and mothers should be able to educate their children, should pass on this button, pass on this button for their girl child to be able to stand on their own 2 feet.
Women should learn or unlearn to become objects of sexual gratifications, or to become objects or properties of men. Yes, we're supposed to be, if you're married especially, it's supposed to be okay, submissive. At the same time, it does not mean that you should be stupid. It doesn't mean you should be a fool. It doesn't mean you should be dull. Women should always strive to add value everywhere they go. Don't say, oh, I'm waiting till I'm married. When I'm married, a man would, would raise me, a man would train me. You were not born with the man on your head. So you should also educate yourself, add value to yourself, improve your own life, your skills, your career as a woman, your business, everything, even your character, you need to improve it. And then for men, especially men that came from very chauvinistic families where the man just backs out orders and the mother is pretty much a house help, they should realize that they're doing themselves a disservice by treating women that way, because that woman is the one that's going to raise your child, raise your daughter, raise your son. And whatever she is what they will become. So also learn to respect women.
I feel that no matter who you are, as long as you are a human being, you should be treated with dignity and respect. Doesn't matter about your sex, your race, your skin color, none of that matters. The fact that you are on this planet, we're all made in the image of God. Well, we all have, a brain, we're all human beings, and every human being is deserving of dignity and respect. And that's how we should be treated and how we should treat one another.
Yeah, I think it's important, not just women, it's just important to treat one another with respect, with dignity. Don't judge, don't objectify. Like, because someone look a certain way does not mean their brain look a certain way. You don't see people's brain. You can see them physically, but what's up there, you can't really quantify. So you can't keep objectifying a woman or put them in a box. We are free to fly. We are women. We have a lot to give back to the society and even to the world at large. So I feel like everybody, you need to respect women. You need to treat them with dignity, empower them, and just give them an opportunity to grow.
My younger self. I would have told my younger self not to be afraid. I would have told my younger self to try it out. I would have told my younger self to, that voice, you can do it. Keep practicing. I would have told myself to believe in myself. I would have told myself that I was enough and I was adequate and I was beautiful, and my younger self should have believed that. But we're here in our old age and we're in a new era and a new renewed essence, so we know we're all that in a bag of chips, so nobody can take that away from me now. But my younger self should have heard that, and I've known that. But we are here, so hello.
If I could see my younger self today through a microscope, I'll be like, Choma, keep pushing, keep going. The sky is literally your starting point. Everything that you dream, you can achieve. So far as your mind can conceive it, you can absolutely achieve it. So you're on the right path, girl. Keep going.
My younger self. Oh my God. Omotunde, I would have told you to dare quickly. I'd have told you to dream bigger. I'd have told you to do more early.
If I were to advise my younger self, I would say, if I had discovered myself before now, I think I would have been a greater person at this level that I am. I discovered myself lately, so if I had discovered myself in my younger self, by today I would have been a greater person than whom I am today.
My younger self are the Gen Zs. My younger self are the people who want to aspire to be great. My younger self are the people who want to experience what we experience. But like I said earlier on, enjoy your youthful days. Unfortunately, as I celebrate myself and other women out there, I also weep because a lot of people who have joined the institution of womanhood are not supposed to be here now. They are either here by virtue of circumstances, by either here by virtue of the pressure the society has put on them. They are either here by the virtue of the simple fact that they do not understand that they have a right to enjoy their youthful days. You have a right to explore your youthful days. You have a right to transit into womanhood. Take your time. Do things at the right time. There is no rush being driven into the institution of womanhood because it's an institution where you have to take responsibilities. You don't want to take responsibilities being a minor.
My younger self at that time did what's best for her. So I'm not really going to blame my younger self. It was a process. Growth is a process. You just grow up in a day. And the lessons you learn as you're growing, they begin to be useful to you as you navigate through life. For my younger self, I would say I did a lot of things in the past with emotions, based on emotion. I wish I can actually face facts and see things for what they are and take my decision based on facts and not always emotion. I'm not saying emotion is not bad. I'm not saying it's not valid. But I would advise my younger self. I wish my younger self has been a less emotional person and is someone that faces facts. And I'm doing it now, and I feel there's a different piece that comes with being true to yourself.
My own younger self, I would tell her to be fearless. I remember when I was navigating this industry in the beginning, there were times that I closed my mouth a lot. I looked the other way just because I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. But I would tell my younger self, be fearless, stand firm in what you believe, and the world will, make room for you.
Ed, probably you would have been patient enough because I had always wanted to be an air hostess. But it didn't work for me because, those days you had to know some godfather before you're able to go to aviation school. And because I was not able to afford to go to aviation school myself, and I didn't want to cut corners, so I wasn't taken. But I guess God had some other plans for me. But maybe if I was patient enough, probably I won't be in this limelight. But maybe, again, it happened for a reason. So yeah, I still pat myself on the back.
My younger self, I would say, enjoy every moment. You never get them back. Take more risk and put yourself out there. Allow people to know you love this. This is what you want to do. And just put your mind that no matter what you want to achieve, it's possible to achieve it.
I'll say to my younger self, believe in your ability. Also, always take a chance. The worst answer you can get is no, but you'll have known that you actually asked.
An advice I would have for my younger self is, don't worry about tomorrow too much. Follow your passion and follow it well, and be dedicated in your craft and in your passion. Don't let people tell you what to do, and do it because they told you, not because you actually believe that it's so. And I'll tell myself also, I'll say well done, for your future, because luckily I was thrown into responsibility from a very young age, so I grew up fast. So it helped me not to waste my youth. Let's put it that way. So I'll tell my younger self, and I'll tell other younger people, do not waste your youth. That small young age you have, where you don't have any responsibilities, don't have anything, use it to develop yourself.
Happy International Women's Day. Let us all embrace equity.
Happy International Women's Day to every woman out there. Let's learn to embrace equity.
Happy International Women's Day. And let's embrace equity, equality, and justice.
Happy International Women's Day. We are embracing equality, embracing gender equality. So embrace yourself. Yeah. Embrace gender equality. Hello.
Happy International Women's Day, and let us embrace equity.
Happy International Women's Day, people. Let's embrace gender equality. Let's support women. Let us propagate gender equality in all aspects of life.
Happy International Women's Day. Let's embrace equity.
I want to say Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. Please treat every woman with equality.
Happy International Women's Day. Moving forward, let's embrace equity, equality, and respect when it comes to women.
Happy International Women's Day. Let us embrace equity.
Happy International Women's Day. Let's embrace equity.